G'day lovelies, welcome back. Alrighty, today we're making jelly slice. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 2 for Australia Day. I will write the recipe down below for 1, and if you want to make 2, just double it. So the first thing we're going to need is 200 grams of butter in a small saucepan, and we want to get that ready to melt down. Now we need 250 grams of Marie biscuits, Arnott's Marie biscuits. Now if you can't get a hold of them, you can use any sweet biscuit you want. We need a box of jelly crystals. Because I'm doing 2, I'm doing 1 lemon and 1 lime for Australia Day. But whatever flavoured one, you can use any flavoured jelly crystals that you want. We need some gelatin powder, a 395 gram can of sweetened condensed milk. We need lemon juice, and I don't have any lemons and they're too dear. So I've got these bottles of lemon juice. They're only like $1.30 a bottle, and they're brilliant to have in the cupboards for times like this. We need some cinnamon. And the only other thing we need is some boiling water, and that's all we need for this, folks. The only difference between a traditional jelly slice and the one we're making today is the tin. So if you wanted to do a traditional one, you'd use an 18 by 28 centimetre rectangle Lamington tin. You put your baking paper in there and you make sure you have it up nice and high on the sides so you can pull it out later. That way you can slice this one into bar slices or little bar slices. Now for the one I'm doing today, I've decided to use 20 centimetre round tins, and what I've got is the springform ones. So what I've done is I've cut a piece of paper out and put it in the bottom, and then I've cut a really long piece to put it around the edges. Now once I've done that, I've actually got a piece of sticky tape, and I've sticky taped the end to it, so hopefully it seals it in, so once we put the jelly on top later, it won't seep through around there. A little bit of butter in the bottom and around the sides to hold it all in. So I've prepared 2 of those ready to go. So the first thing we want to do is prepare the bases. Now if you've got a food processor, you can just break your bickies up into there and beat them up until they're nice and crushed. Otherwise I'm just going to use a freezer bag. Put a third in the bag at a time, always leave the bag open so it doesn't pop. And with a rolling pin, I'm just going to crush them all. Now, once we've done that and stuck it in a bowl, the next thing we want is some cinnamon. Now, depending on your taste of cinnamon, you can either just put a little bit on top like so, or I want to give it a little bit of punch today, so I'm just going to do it a little bit thicker. Alright, we just mix that in with a spoon. Once that is done, we now want to get our butter and we want to put it on the lowest heat possible and melt it down. Once our butter's melted, pour it in. Now we want to mix it through really well until all the crumbs are wet. Once all our crumbs are wet, we want to put them into whatever tin we've decided to use. Just keep pushing down with the back of the spoon until you packed them all in there. Alright, once you've packed them down enough, I've grabbed a teaspoon because the big spoon's too big for the round one. You'll be alright on the rectangle one. Just really flatten it all out, and you can go around the edges and just smooth them all down. Once you've done that, you've got your base all nice and smooth and compressed in. Now that's it, base is finished. So now we want to whack that in the fridge for an hour. So I'm going to make the second one and whack that in the fridge with it. An hour later, alright, the first thing we want to do is fill up your kettle and stick it on to boil. Then we want to get our 395 gram can of sweetened condensed milk and get it all out into a nice big bowl. Now you either squeeze 1/4 cup of lemon juice or just do what I do and use the bottled stuff. Then once we put that in there, we want to mix that in really well until it's both combined properly. Now into a small bowl we want to put 3/4 cup of the boiling water from the kettle. Now we want to sprinkle 2 heaped teaspoons of the gelatin powder. Now I had no idea I was this low, so I'm going to do 2 level. I hope to hell I've got enough for both of them. I'll put 2 level into that. Alright, if I halve that, that'll be heaps. So 2 heaped. Alright. That was a bit lucky. Alright, now we want to stir it in really well for a little while until it dissolves as much as we can get it. Now you always have a couple, well I will anyway, always have a couple of little lumps. So I like using these little strainers when we go to pour it in. Alright, once you've stirred it in as much as you can, just grab your condensed milk back through a sieve. So a few little lumps but nothing too major. Alright, stir that through really well until it's blended together. Once we've mixed that in really well together, grab our base, pour her on there. Oh yeah, baby. Once we've done that, that's what it will look like. Now we want to stick it in the fridge for 1 hour. I'm going to make the second one and do the exact same thing. Alrighty, an hour later, now leave them in there and it's time to do the jelly. So you want to ignore what it says on the packet of the jelly and you want to boil your kettle and put 350 ml of boiling water into a jug. Add your jelly crystals and just using a whisk, keep whisking it until you can't see any more sitting on the bottom. Once I've done that, I'm just going to pour it into a bowl. And we want to leave them sitting on the bench until they're completely cooled down. Alrighty, now they've cooled down completely and they're cold, I'm going to pour one back into the jug just to make it easier. Now we get our jelly and we want to get a spoon, and what you want to do is pour it onto the spoon to stop it from digging in. I prefer to get down lower, but I can't. Now normally I'd bang them in the fridge for 2 hours, but I'm so sorry this video is going to come up late again. It's already 7:30 PM SA time. So I'm going to leave it in there for 1.5 hours and check it. Alrighty, 1.5 hours later, let's see how we went. It looks set enough, so here's hoping. Now when you go to peel the paper off, you need a sharp pointed knife and you want to scrape around the edge just to separate it from the paper. Just nice and gently. Okay, once you've done that, this is what we've got. Now you can just leave them whole like that and put them on 2 plates and have green and gold. So for the base, I just want to go around with a pointed knife and just dig in a little bit, just in a couple of spots, just to loosen it. Once you can feel it pull up, slide the knife under it, go around, just be gentle, take time. Alright, see how it's all moving now? I should be able to lift it over it. Now as I lift it over it, oh you probably can't see, I'm going to put my hand under. Very carefully lift it up and take the paper off. And gently sit it back down, hopefully. I'll put it on the edge and slide it. Beautiful. Now what I'm hoping to do is I'm going to cut it in half. I'm going to cut both of them in half and hope that I can get them exactly in half. So I'm going to use a really long knife, and then once I've done the first cut, I'm going to clean the knife properly first before I do the next cut. Yakasoo, and then I'm going to do that on the next one. Now we have 2 green and gold jelly slices. Alright, now with this one I'm going to try and push my luck. So if I cut straight across, I'm hoping that means they're going to be the same size. Clean my knife, cut the other one, completely not even. Alright, so they're not even, but hopefully because I cut them straight across from each other. Alright, I'm going to take the two middle ones out and swap them. So I'll take that out. Ugh, it's a pain in the ass. Put them all on a plate and then push them all together. If you want to get a little bit fancy schmancy, you can whip some cream, put it in a piping bag. Now I've left this one flat on the bench because I want to be able to pull a slice out and show you. And if I put it on a plate, it's usually got a lip in it and I can't do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some cream around it. No, and I might just put one on the end of each one. Well, there you have it, lovelies. Australia Day jelly slice. How awesome is that? Oh, it looks a bit crappy in the photo, but it does look beautiful in real life. Alright, let's taste a bit of this beauty. Tastes just like the good old days. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have yourselves an awesome night. And I'll see you soon. Toodles!